Welcome here to the. And just want to preface this is just a test. This is just going to be a 20-minute test for the show on Friday, the live show. And this will be one of the biggest shows ever talking about Iowa baseball, Drake softball, Mackenzie Hupke, Allie Timmons, and Nicole Timmons. But tonight, there's a big game between 19th ranked Xavier and 20th ranked Providence. The winner of this game will jump into the second seed in the Big East tournament. The loser will drop to the third seed in the Big East tournament in Madison Square Garden. It's going to be a big jump there for Xavier. And Xavier has the former Iowa. They beat Seton Hall 82-60 last Friday, February 24th. Bob Nungy is also there, and Jack Nungy, the former Iowa Hawkeye, and he's been very, very good this year. Also with Soleil Bohm and Desmond Claude and Adam Kunkel has been good there for the Musketeers. For Providence and head coach Bob Cooley, they beat Georgetown last Sunday, 88-68 over the Hoyas of Georgetown. And their big players are Jared Bynum, Luke Fonts, Rafael Castro, Ed Crosswell, Bryce Hopkins, and Karan O'Hare. As Karan O'Hare, the 6'2 from Menards, New York. Ed Crosswell, 6'8 from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And then Crosswell. And then Rafael Castro, 6'11 from Dover, New Jersey. And Xavier lines up as Providence is actually a 3.5 point favorite because he's at America Mutual Pavilion in Providence, Rhode Island. Xavier beat Providence 85-83 on February 1st. That is going to be a very good one there between Xavier and Providence. Then on BTN tonight, it's 21st ranked Maryland, at 20-9, taking on Ohio State, 12-17. Maryland is only a 1.5 point favorite. Maryland beat Ohio State close in College Park, 80-73. But I'm kind of a little bit surprised Maryland is not a higher favorite than 1.5 points. But Chris Holtmann, even though it's a down year, just like Ben Johnson's having a down year at Minnesota, but this Ohio State team, they could be a dark horse. What I mean by that, they can win a couple games in the Big Ten tournament that they're not supposed to win. I'm not going to say they're going to win the Big Ten tournament. No. But they can upset a team and change the whole entire landscape of the Big Ten tournament with one game. I think that's good. But Zeb Key has to play good for the Buckeyes if they want to win this game. And then also at 6 o'clock, it's 9-20 DePaul taking on 22-7 UConn. UConn has fallen out. And then Emma Sago, they beat St. John's last time up 95-86 over St. John's. And UConn has some key players of Nasheem Adelaide, the 6'4 guy, 195 pounds from Buford, Georgia. Also, they have the guy that I like to call Abdopoulos Rumagalo, the 6'1 guy from Xanthi CGRC. And then they also have probably the Big East player of the year. The 6'9 guy from Bamako is Amada Sago. And then also at center, they have Devon Clillington, the 7'2 from Bristol, Connecticut, as well. And then also tonight, Notre Dame taking on Pittsburgh. 21-8. Pittsburgh 25th ranked. If you tell me before the season start, Pittsburgh would be leading the ACC conference at the start of the season, I would be surprised by your take. But this has been an A+ season for Pittsburgh. A+, A+, A+. No question. A+. People, I will say low A+. I won't say high A+, but I will say low A+, because Pittsburgh has impressed me this year. Beating Duke. Look at this. Look at their games. They beat Syracuse last time at 99-82. But look at this. Look at the teams that they have beaten on the way. It's been very interesting. They beat Northwestern at Northwestern, a team that is very hot right now in the early part of the season, and beat them handily, 87-58. They go on the road inside the Wolfpack Den, beating NC State 68-60. They beat Syracuse at the Courier Dome 84-82. They beat UNC at home 76-74. They beat Virginia 68-65. They only lose by 8 at Duke 77-69. Then they followed it up with two back-to-back wins over Georgia Tech 71-60 and Louisville 75-54, both on the road. Then they beat Miami, a team that is a tournament team right now, 71-68. Then they beat North Carolina at North Carolina 65-64, which that is a humongous win. So, they have swept North Carolina. They know the last time Pittsburgh has swept North Carolina in basketball. I'm going to be curious to see your question, because I'm going to bring that up on Friday. When's the last time Pittsburgh has swept UNC in basketball? That is very interesting to see. Then, they on a, look at this, they have won they're 8-2 in the last 10 games. They swept Georgia Tech, swept Syracuse. In that game, and they don't play Duke. I want to see Pittsburgh versus Duke in the AC tournament final, to be honest. Then the Iron Bowl, 25-4 Alabama, taking on 19-10 Auburn on ESPN2. And we look at the SEC setting, we'll see if this game even means anything. It does. Because if Alabama has 2 games left, which they do, if Alabama loses out, they go to 15-3. Texas A&M only has to win out. Texas A&M only has to beat Alabama. They only have 1 game left, so technically they do clinch the division. But this game still really is intriguing to me, as the Iron Bowl is always intriguing. Yeah. Alabama beat Auburn 77-69 on February 11th. They are a 10.5-point favorite, and they are at home. Alabama has not lost a game at home this year, 14-0. And Auburn's only 4-7 on the road. This is another one that could be interesting right here. Vanderbilt taking on Kentucky. Vanderbilt they're not locked in the seed yet. And Vanderbilt could shock Kentucky, even though they got clobbered 69-53. But this is at Kentucky. Kentucky's 14-3 at home and 4-6 on the road for Vanderbilt. And it's going to be it will be very interesting to see that there. And then also Oklahoma taking on Kansas State. Oklahoma with Porter Moser has had a down year a little bit this season for the Sooners, but Kansas State. If you told me Kansas State was going to be 22-7 at the start of the season with the players that they have lost from last year, and Jalen Nowell has been an absolute menace for Kansas State this year. Also, you got guys like Keontae Johnson, the 6'6", 230-pounder from Norfolk, Virginia, that's been playing very good. Marquise Nowell, the key guard, the 5'8", 160-pounder from Harlan, New York. That one is very good too. Then you got Tariq Green. Tariq Green, the 6'4", 205-pounder from Queens, New York. He has stepped up very big. And then you also have the most underrated guy on the team, and Nate Aubrey, the 6'3", 190-pounder from hometown Manhattan, Kansas. And I think Kansas State could beat Kansas in the tournament, to be honest. But then Creighton taking on Georgetown. Creighton will win that one because they have Kalkbrenner. They are 18.5-point favorite, and they at home. They beat Georgetown in the first meeting 63-53. Gonzaga's taking on Georgia State. Yeah, Gonzaga should be more than a 27.5-point favorite, to be honest. Tulane taking on East Carolina. This game could be huge for Tulane. Tulane can get up to second with a win. They are a 6.5-point favorite, but on the road, it's a Mingus Coliseum in the Pirates' nest, in the pirate ship. They beat East Carolina 86-66 last time out, but East Carolina is 9-6 at home. Tulane is 5-3 on the road, but Tulane has lost 2 straight. East Carolina has lost 2 straight. So, but the over-under this game is 1-55, and then it's Texas, 9th-ranked Texas taking on 22nd-ranked TCU. In the Battle of Texas, Texas beat TCU last time, 79-75, and it's at TCU at School of Meyer Arena in Fort Worth. We'll be back here in just a second on this test. Welcome back to the test here on Inside the Huddle. It is gonna be a good one, and it's and then also Penn State taking on Northwestern tonight as well. It's at Ryan Welsh Arena. Northwestern's, but Penn State beat Northwestern 67-60 in their first meeting this year. Northwestern's 13-4 at home this year for the Wildcats. Penn State is 3-7 on the road. So I'm going to take the Wildcats at home because Bo Bowie, Chase Audees, they don't have peanuts, but also Utah State taking on UNLV tonight as well, as you have Utah State winning last time out 75-71. UNLV's 96 at home. Utah State is 5-4 on the road, but Utah State is 7-3 in their last 10, and they have won 3 straight games for the Aggies of Utah State. But they're 35th in the league in scoring, and that is not a thing that I would think. But they do have seen Barstow, the 6'8", 190-pounder from Brisbane, Australia, and that has been very, very good this year. And then Connor Gillis as well, the 6'2", 150-pounder from Charlotte, North Carolina. And also they have Max Slunga, the 6'4", 95-pounder from Kyiv, Ukraine. And then they also have centers Trevor Dorius, the 7'1", 240-pounder from Harbor City, Utah. Isaac Johnson, the 7'2", 235-pounder from American Fork, Utah. And then you have Simone Zapata, the 6'11", 240-pounder from Zubary, Poland as well. And then for UNLV, the best players for UNLV, they beat Air Force last time out, 74-53. Utah State beat Wyoming 65-55 last time out. And their best players are E.J. Harkless, the 6'3", 190-pounder from San Bernardino, California. They also have a guy named Jordan McCabe, the 6'1", 190-pounder from Kelowna, Wisconsin. Very good guy there. And then Victor Anker, the 6'7", 255-pounder from Abuja, whatever that country is. And then David Maruka, the 6'10", 235-pounder from Hong Kong, China as well. And then we get to the nitty-gritty here. Abilene Christian wins by forfeit over New Mexico State. Rhode Island taking on Loyola Chicago in a battle of last versus last. But Loyola still is an okay team. Marquise Kennedy, 6'1", 190-pounder from Chicago. You got Ben Swinger, the 6'7", 205-pounder from Aurora, Illinois. You have a lot of players going to Loyola that are from that area. So that is it for the test. See you on Friday.